really achieve something special. But this is a big pivot, but it's not that far. We talked to you about a couple consumer devices and how far we've gone. But HP is not a single PC maker. We make many, many PCs, and we make them for different businesses. Probably the most important thing is the things that are happening within the commercial channel. The commercial business is going through a little bit of a renaissance. In the days of old, you were issued a PC in many corporations. Today, the millennial, the young, new hire, if you will, at a company, they dictate what they will use. Now, you can bring devices in, but let's be honest, you live in a society where security is utmost. So what you have here is the beautiful matchup between the innovation, the design, the beauty that we created in consumer. We bring that over onto our commercial products in the EliteBook series. The EliteBook series, though, has the benefit of being one of the most secure PCs. A PC that is designed for military level spec. A PC that is a multi-year warranty so that you know it's durable and dependable. But where did we start? We started with it had to be beautiful as well. So from machine cuts to precise movement of the geared hinge that we put into it. But remember, this is a business solution, not just an end user solution. So when you think about that, one of the things is connectivity. How do I connect to many, many things? Well, you cannot sacrifice those. As much as some people want to go to a single USB, and a USB-C to be exact, it's very, very challenging. We keep a lot of legacy ports for that commercial customer. But we're also focused on expandability. You'll notice on the side, all of these products come with a Thunderbolt dock. So expansion is very, very key within that business segment. One of the things that's very unique, but very similar. At home, from a consumer, you want sound. You want rich sound. But on that device that you carry to work, what you want is purity of sound. So we went back in with the Bang & Olufsen partners and we retuned the speakers. We redid all of the microphones so that what you get is clearer sound, both output and input. So that as you talk about voice over IP or specifically Skype, you want to have the best Skype experience. Because why? You're always collaborating with people that are at different parts of the world. You're doing it in cafes, not in silent rooms. From the audio, this has the sound of a conferencing puck, in the sense of a conferencing disc. This has the same kind of acoustics that you get there. And what's nice is we actually redesigned the keyboard to have discrete controls so that you can control the conferencing not through touching the screen, although you can do it. You can do it all from a touch of a key. We live in a series of devices, or in a society today, a series of devices that are multimodal. It's no longer a touch, it's no longer a touchpad. If you don't have the full plethora of input devices, you cannot really service most of the customers. So even down to the stylus and the pens that we use in many of the applications, we had to make sure that it was very robust. And what's so nice here is that in this chassis we developed a thing called SureView. Okay? I don't think you guys have ever seen SureView, or maybe limited. And I encourage you, when you go to the back of the room, you'll see it. SureView allows you privacy so that there is no visual hacking of when you use your PC in public spaces. What's nice about it is, because we developed it specifically for the business customer, do you think the consumer wants it too? Yes, he does. And so what we've done is actually moved that feature into the consumer devices. So all the consumer devices I showed you before, those are capable of having SureView as well. So it's a very, very unique blend across businesses. The other product that I think is super compelling, remember that all-in-one I showed you earlier? That started in the consumer space. But let's be honest, our offices are so different than the offices of the past. Our offices of the future are open. They're unrestricted. There is no set cubicle. There is many times what you would call hot seats, where you basically go from seat to seat, you change every day you come in. Well, it's very important that we design a device that goes into that future solution. What I want you to think about is, how often do you collaborate with folks around the globe? How often do you use a Skype-type solution to communicate? And what you have with this device is all those solutions. So we'll have, and you see them in the back of the room, 2 screen sizes here in Japan. You're going to have a 27 and also the beautiful Curve 34. And the Curve 34, I want you to make sure you understand, is that not only is it big and wide, it actually enhances your productivity. Our studies show that without having 2 screens, but bringing them all to one, the fluidity of moving between screens is far better. The curvature, actually better for your eyes. As you look around this, it's beautiful both front and back. Remember, the office that you exist in today, you see these devices from 360 degrees. These devices go not just in and on a desk, they go elsewhere. One of the things that we wanted to make sure is the ability to prevent people from hacking. So what you have is really, we're the first to do it. Many have followed now. This is a privacy camera that you'll see on these all-in-ones. Why is it so important? Because you push it and it goes down. You can never hack it. It is not hackable. The discrete controls that we talked about earlier, in the sense of being able to control what's on screen, we've put that into this device because you are collaborating. How often have you been on a conference call and you can't get to the mute button, you can't get to the mic button? We've all made it convenient for you. We've incorporated Bang & Olufsen sound, but it's been designed not for the home theater, for the office, so that you have that clear and concise sound. We've designed it for serviceability, much like you would take a car into for service. The bonnet to the back is easily removed. Why is this so compelling? In an all-in-one today, it is very, very challenging to service. In a corporate space, this is very, very nice because you never even have to remove it from the desk. A simple slide, a simple switch, and you have access to all those components. And let's be honest, we don't live in a cube anymore. So if you're going to have a collaboration session in a small huddle room, why wouldn't you want to take in your all-in-one into that space? It has camera, it has sound, it has basically all the Skype controls that you can want with a beautiful 34-inch screen. So it's really about reinventing the office. So one of the last things I'm going to show you is near and dear to every designer on the staff. How often, as designers, we are forced to go between analog and digital. We sit with sketch pads because we're not at the office all the time. And yes, you can use a lot of devices out there that have the ability to draw on screen. But for a designer, the ability to draw in a fluid way is key. So whether you be photographer, illustrator, engineer, or industrial designer, I want to be able to sketch on screen. We have an example of a product that you can sketch on screen, but it's very hard to take with you. I want the ability to take it with me, go anywhere. And so what we've developed is really the most powerful two-in-one. It's a workstation, but it's a detachable. It's a workstation that is machined out of aluminum for its durability. But it's really about delivering a large screen that I can sketch with for a true artist. And what I mean by that, I'll show you in a second on the keyboard. So, as you look at the screen, you have discrete controls to control brush size, color. You can go through the menus with those very simple switches that sit to the front. So my left hand is controlling hotkeys, my right hand is sketching. Even to the point the keyboard itself is detachable from the system. So I can pull the keyboard away. Why? If you watch any artist's work in Photoshop or Illustrator, what you'll see is my keys are hotkeys, and I use a full-size keyboard. The screen that I sketch on and the keys that sit next to me, I use in unison. This is the only product out there because we put battery into the keyboard, we connect it wirelessly, so on the go you can do all that. We use very, very premium mechanics to have all the different angles that you need. What I mean by that is, I can detach the keyboard, yes, but I don't always want it in notebook mode. I want to be able to take it all the way down to a sketch mode so that I have more comfort as I draw. It is still a two-in-one, and it is still a notebook at its heart, but it's far more flexible. So in my office today, well, let me tell you about the pen. The pen on this one is quite unique. This is using EMR. Okay? EMR allows us to have a pen and a stylus that the artist is accustomed to. It works with fluidity as far as the drawing on the screen, and then the simple flip of the stylus I can erase. So to have that flexibility, it's a beautiful thing to touch. Most artists are familiar with this. This is what they ask for. But as far as my office, I'm going to have that device to the right. I can sketch. I still have my large format screen. I have really the best of both worlds. It's there when I need it in the office, and it's also on the go for me. So, I thank you for the time today, and then I am going to bring up Kushima-san. Okay? Thank you very much.
最後までご覧いただきありがとうございました。チャンネル登録の方もできればお願いいたします。